What's your name?
Sebastian.
Sebastian. I'm Chip. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Chip. Nice to meet you.
Where are you from, Sebastian?
I'm a local kid here from
You're
Amsterdam.
a local kid here? Love it. Sebastian, I'm an animal rights activist. I fight for the rights of animals. Do you think animals should have rights?
Absolutely.
What rights would you say animals should have?
Well, pretty much the same rights as humans.
Yeah. Do you think animals should have the right to live free of human exploitation?
Yes, absolutely.
Do you think that when we're farming animals, we are exploiting them?
Yes, it
Yeah.
could be friendlier, like a hell of a lot friendlier. Like,
Is there any friendly way to farm a human?
well, no, of course not.
No. So,
No.
so could there
Well,
be a
that's
friendly way?
that's the conflict always, of course.
Yeah.
So, it's because it's always been there.
Yeah.
I always think in a certain way, if you can catch it with your hands, it could be our food, because a lion is not going to be a vegetarian, you know.
No, but the lion doesn't have options. We do, right? So even if we can kill an animal with our bare hands, it would still be wrong to do so if we have the option not to.
Well, in a certain way, although what I just said is what I completely stand for. In the meantime, I don't understand why we eat like fish, for
Yeah.
instance, because if you do it in a certain way, like animal-friendly way, like you just wait till the animal dies and you then consume it, I think in a certain way that I'm okay with it.
But
Because,
still controlling the breeding process, just to be clear.
well, in a certain way, because the planet is a certain way, we have to control it, or else.
But I mean, specifically for farms, it's not like controlling when like saying you're not allowed to breed because there's too many of us or something, and it's for the benefit of the environment. In farming, they bring them into existence. Farmers control the breeding process, and by that I mean they
Yeah.
force them to breed.
And the worst thing is actually why I think if you would ask the question in a certain way, like I think a lot of people who are consuming like animal meat, they don't think about the animal. They think it's a bite.
True.
They just have a happy place in their mind, and they think this is just something I consume, and they don't see the picture of a really nice cow or a really nice chicken.
Yeah.
They just consume it anyway.
Yeah.
In Dutch, we have a word for consume. It's consumeren, and mere, that means like more. So
Like
we
that.
should like consume less. That's actually what it should be about.
Yeah.
I think that's the first step.
Yeah.
And we should quit all-you-can-eat restaurants. We should quit fish farming, because you're cleaning up the ocean to, feed the fish.
And 80% of the plastic that we find in the ocean, it's from the fishing industry.
There you go. I had the privilege once to be in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and I had a conversation there with local people, and they say like, yeah, we actually fly in our fish. I was like, you're in the middle of the ocean. Like, how in the hell are you doing that? So like, well, humanity is killing everything. And then I was like,
Oh wow.
oh wow, it's far away from everything. And how in the hell are there net fish over there? So that's something we really need to think about.
You know what? Sorry to interrupt you there. One interesting thing we humans do is we go to marginalized communities, like people who live on islands. There's countries that are poor and live on islands.
Yeah.
We, like rich countries, pay them because they're poor countries, and then they go there, they overfish, they remove all the population of fishing. But instead of using that fish for the rich countries, for the people to eat at least,
Yeah.
what they do is they take that fish and then they farm salmon with it, so that
Yeah.
people eat salmon.
It really is insane. Actually, I learned that when I had also the privilege to be at some place in the world, in the Philippines. Actually, I thought in the first hand, I thought like farm fishing. I was like, hey, that sounds actually really good, because then you can populate it. You don't over. If you like have a net and you clear the ocean, I was like, hey, now you know exactly what's in the little container.
Yeah.
But then somebody told me like, no, this is actually the devil. And then I thought like, oh wow, because they're feeding it from everything else. And it's really, but it's in a lot of things. We have a really good program here on television, and they found out that in Thailand, if you would cut out an eyeball of a shrimp, he gets super fertile. So he will be super fertile. And I was like, how in the hell did we come up with this stuff? Like, why in the hell are we still eating that? And that's the thing as well. Like, if you in a certain way populate it on land,
Yeah.
I think in a certain way, of course, with the feelings of the animal like aside, but I mean, like, we don't know what's in the water. Like, it's not our nature to eat that, because we can't catch it with our hands. There's so much.
It doesn't really matter. I tend to not appeal to nature too much, because reality is we're surrounded by artificial things all the time, and something being natural doesn't necessarily make it good, and something being artificial doesn't make it bad,
Like
right?
it's just sad that everybody's dumb. Like humanity became really dumb. It's because
Yeah.
of fast food. It's because of that we binge watch. It's because we are becoming very very.
We're
dumb people.
becoming comfortable in our own dumbness, isn't it? We're becoming comfortable in
As long as you sleep good. As long as you sleep
yeah,
good, and that's
yeah.
the thing, because yeah, it's just very very sad. Like the stuff that we're eating, it's not the stuff that we eat. It
Yeah.
says something on the label, like hey, you're eating this, but it's not even in it. The same program. It's actually they check, like it's a very awesome program. They actually call up, like it says something regular that we eat, and they call like the people who make it, like hey, so how do you make it? The people go like, oh well, I'm not sure, because what is the gluten? How do you get the gluten in the thing? And people pick up the phone and going to be like, oh well, yeah, and mostly a bunch of bull
Yeah.
comes out of it. So people don't even know, even if they manufacture it, they don't even know what they're selling. So that's we should learn more about what we
So
stuff
I want
on
to
basis.
I want to discuss one thing specifically today with you, Sebastian, because you're Dutch, and I'm assuming you consume cheese, right?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what?
Yes, I do.
What happens to dairy cows for the production of milk? Like,
Yes,
let's just go
I do.
through the whole process.
Yeah, it's they take it out of the stomach of a lamb, of a small cow.
So they have to impregnate cows, right?
Strepsil, yeah, that's what
So
they call it.
so they first of all they have to impregnate cows in order for the cows to produce milk, right?
Yeah.
That's the first thing, because cows do not produce milk on their own. They have
Absolutely.
to have a baby.
Yeah.
What the babies are separated from their mothers. Do you know why they do that after when they're born?
Yeah, for the whole, like to feed all the mouths and to create like an overpopulation of milk and cheeses, etc.
Well, they separate the baby from the mother so that the baby doesn't drink the milk, so that we can take as much milk
Oh,
as we
okay,
want
yeah,
from
yeah.
the cow. If the baby is born male, they either grow them to 2 years or 3 years and then send them to slaughter, or they kill them directly. Or, as it so happened in the Netherlands, it was 5 years ago, the NOS.nl
Yeah.
found that on 80% of the dairy farms, they were letting them starve to death because it
Yeah,
was the
that's-
cheapest solution.
What the hell are we doing?
Yeah.
Whoever came up with this idea but people who consume it don't know that.
They don't.
And if they do, they probably would eat less.
And to tell you this, because if they're born female, they impregnate them. They do the same thing as they do to their mothers when they can.
Yeah,
They impregnate them,
it's
take the
terrible. But
babies.
people who eat it, they think it's a bite. It's just beef. It's a sirloin steak, and it's not. They don't think it's Berta 23 who had a life. That's the thing. Actually, I know quite a little bit because my sister is an activist animal
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
For animal rights. So actually, I grew up with her being passionate about all that stuff, as
Yeah.
well as certain shampoos you use that has been tested on animals. Like it never got into our houses anymore. So, but it's just if you know it, you know it. If you don't know it,
You don't.
you're just an imbecile
And
who
I
follows
got-
the system.
I wouldn't call them people necessarily imbecile. The reality is that
I'm
these
very like
industry-
that's the Dutch way of directness. Like,
yeah, I love
call
it.
it.
I love it.
I just call it how it is.
It's just that I believe that these people are sadly victims of the system, because animal agriculture and all of these industries, they invest a lot of money in you as knowing as little as possible. They invest a lot of money in showing a particular image to people so that people believe it, right? The
Yeah.
happy cow in the grass.
Yeah.
What do you mean? They're having a nice life. The fact is that even the dairy cows get killed at the age of 6 or 7. They can live 24 years, so they get killed when they can no longer get pregnant.
Yeah.
Like, we treat them like objects at the end of the day, right? And
What do you think about it? Like the whole thing with people who are like extremely into egg whites and stuff like that for the gym, and they want to be really muscular and
I was like that. I was like that.
How do you feel about that now? Because that's actually something that brings a mass production on, because we don't even need it.
It's useless.
We don't need to look
need
like
it.
this because we never look like that ever.
I mean, if you want to build muscle, that's fine, but you can do it on a plant-based diet. You don't need to do any
Exactly,
of this,
but a lot of people are like, just look at any look at any influencer who will bring up the subject.
Yeah.
They will just destroy something even better, like worse, like
Yeah, they always say what chicken, broccoli, and rice, right? That's what they always say to
Yeah.
eat. The reality is you can have so many alternatives, and on a plant-based diet is chicken, broccoli, and rice are so bland also. But on a plant-based diet, you could be eating so much better, like in so much
But
greater.
sometimes
fat
even
and
in
get
that
some-
matter,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things that people don't know. Like I'm not sure. Do you eat avocado?
I don't, because I don't like them, but I know the environmental impact of avocados. I
Because
know
they need to fly in, like
Yeah.
for instance, to Los Angeles. That's what something that I picked up once. So I'm not really I don't know the source really.
Yeah.
But they fly in like a billion of bees to LA just to make the avocado grow.
Yeah.
And then I was like, and then they eventually all pass out, like they all like die.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's actually, and they're very very important for our whole like ecosystem.
Yeah, so
And that's the same. So you're eating something, you think like, hey, I'm not eating an animal, but then you don't know that what it brings in process.
Yeah, so avocados are actually just another victim of the system because they bring in
Soya,
bees
the
that
stuff
are
that you're,
they bring honeybees, right?
Yeah.
The bees that they grow for honey, and they get more money out of them by bringing them in, as you say, to fertilize the avocados. Reality is, avocados should be one of those fruits that we should have way less of, and we should let natural fertilization happen sometimes. Or if we make it, don't use animals instead. Like I'm assuming we can build some form of fertilizer without using bees in this situation.
like honey. Like
Yeah.
if you are sick and you use like a full spoon of honey for your tea, that's the life work of like a dozen bees.
Exactly.
And then, but people don't know it. So they think, oh, it's just something that that Maya, the bee, just, made from love for us. Well, that's a bunch of bull as well.
And Sebastian, I appreciate everything you're saying, but do you think you have some responsibility in the system continuing?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But first, like I eat vegetarian 3 times a week. Could be way more, of course. But I'm a hypocrite too. Like,
Well, why not stop? Like you live here, you have so many good options here.
Well, in a certain way, like because of my sister, she's a vegan, like
Yeah.
hardcore all the way. And sometimes
Love
she
her.
needs to take like supplements of B12 and stuff like that because of the humans we became, we kind of need it now. So we
But
need
B12 is biologically needed by all animals. Yet, no mammal produces B12, right? Cows don't produce B12, chickens don't produce B12, but
it's-
yet we get it from them. Do you know how that happens?
to probably something really messed up.
So normally B12 was we as humans would get it when we would eat fruit or we would eat things that had some form of dirt on it, but because of our cleaning
yeah.
up and because of our messing up with the earth.
Well, the cleaning up things makes us older as well. So it's sometimes really hard. And there's always a pro and a con.
Yeah,
in a
no,
certain
for sure.
way, yeah.
But what happens there is the bacteria that produces B12 is no longer as prevalent, so we no longer get it from any other
We just
source.
messed up the system.
Yeah, so animals also don't get it, but farmers, even if you look on the Dutch Dairy Association, you'd see that 10% of what cows are fed is vitamins and nutrients. So actually,
Wow.
B12 is fed to the cows, and it's not like they feed B12 to the cows because they're afraid of a deficiency or something, because the cow gets killed way before a deficiency symptom sets in.
As
They
well,
just feed them
yeah.
so that you get the B12.
As well, like I was in a restaurant in the States once, and I see on the left side, I see all this meat, fish, blah blah blah, and I see on the right side, I see the same dishes,
Yeah.
but then a little bit more expensive. And I was like, what the? I was like, so why is this more expensive? And then he said, like, well, the right page, that's the animals who get grass fed. And then I said to them, like, what do the other animals eat? Like, I don't know, but tell me. And then they
Corn
said,
and
like, yeah,
soy,
corn
yeah.
and stuff. And
Yeah.
I'm like, because I believe that in this country, we feed them grass, and that's I don't know, because that's you're saying no, because in a certain way I thought like in
60%.
my country that's better, but it's not. It's all like polluted. It's all like a very very bad system.
So it's 50% grass and 40% corn and soy, and then 10% vitamins. That's what
To make them more fatty, so we like them steak better.
they have to
or-
grow faster, right?
Yeah,
Like corn
exactly.
and soy
Yeah.
has a lot of protein, so it helps them grow faster.
Once again, what are we doing?
Yeah, but even if we did feed them 100% grass, the reality is, even in that situation, we would still have an option where we wouldn't need to farm them, right? Because if you think about it conceptually, like, would you buy dog milk or would you buy dog meat?
Well, once again, I saw dog meat once in Vietnam, and it scared the hell out of me because we're dogs.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need dogs because we
Yeah.
love them, and especially a cow is a very nice animal. You know?
Yeah, and the thing about it is, when it comes to granting them rights to not exploit them or use them,
Yeah.
it's not about how we feel about them. Because I may not like you, I may not like somebody else. It doesn't mean I should have the right to exploit and kill them, or it doesn't mean that my morals all of a sudden say it's okay to exploit and kill somebody who I don't like. It's strictly about what their perspective is. And do you think that if you send a cow to a slaughterhouse, is it that much different than sending a dog to a slaughterhouse? Like, from their perspective?
Yeah, we both know the answer.
Yeah, it's not. And that's the thing that I want to have these conversations
As
about.
the wind will go.
Oh, no, I think it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And that's the thing that I want to have conversations with people, because you, Sebastian, you have a responsibility in this matter. And,
Absolutely.
and you know, if I want to ask you this final question, that's a difficult one. How many more animals should be exploited and killed for you from now on?
Yeah. Rather none.
You'd rather not. You can do that today.
Yeah, I know.
You can just adopt a plant-based diet. You can just not wear their skin. All of this you can do.
I know.
So let me give you a card. Your sister sounds like a cool person. If
She is
she's vegan.
actually a
Yeah.
better person.
So there's a documentary here called Dominion. I'm sure your sister knows about it. It appears on top
Probably.
when you scan this QR code. You also have a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist. They send you recipes
Yeah, that's
every day.
good. That's
They
good.
help you go vegan for free.
I will look into this.
But can you promise me you'll watch Dominion? Or I think you
I will
might.
watch them both because
you
I
might-
think it's something I just that's my responsibility for the world.
You'll really like the most important speech ever here. I strongly think that you'll love that one. Give that a watch. And then until then, can you not consume any animal products until you watch it? Can you do that?
I know my food is already prepped, so probably it's going to be.
Just
having-
don't demand more. Let's put it this way. Can you do that?
I'll try.
I appreciate you.
Thank
man.
you so much.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. You have my social media also there if you want.